Atomic Junction, Benab House, Accra. My name is Fawzia Abdullah. Coming up this afternoon. The New Patriotic Party has announced a comprehensive revision of its internal election guidelines. And in business, manufacturers of sachet water packaging want government to provide relief to support the industry. And on the international front, new Israeli airstrikes have killed more people in southern Lebanon a day after 200 people died. These and many more stories coming up shortly. Do stay. Thanks for staying. You're watching Baina Midday News and we're streaming live on Facebook and on YouTube at Baina TV. Now to our very first story. The New Patriotic Party has announced a comprehensive revision of its internal election guidelines following what it described as practical challenges encountered during its ongoing registration and electoral processes. The decision was taken at an emergency meeting of the National Executive Committee held on Wednesday, April 8, 2026 at the party's headquarters. The NEC acted on behalf of the National Council in line with the party's constitution.
According to a statement signed by General Secretary Justin Kodua Frimpong, the updated guidelines are intended to strengthen internal democracy, enhance transparency, and ensure a smoother and more credible electoral processes across all levels of the party. Under the revised guidelines, polling station elections may be suspended where disputes arise, particularly in cases where members, including those who registered online, are denied access to vote or participate in the electoral process. In such instances, the matter will be referred through the constituency structure to the Regional Steering Committee for resolution. The party also capped the number of executive polling stations at 25 per polling station and introduced clearer rules for cluster polling stations, allowing members to contest within clusters provided they reside within the relevant electoral area. Eligibility criteria have also been tightened, requiring members to reside and vote within the same polling station area in which they intend to contest, except in special polling stations such as those in security zones, tertiary institutions, government ministries, markets, and hospitals. At the electoral area level, each committee is permitted to conduct up to 10 executive elections. Polling station executives seeking to contest at this level must resign from their position before filing nominations. The positions to be contested at chapter level mirror those at constituency level, covering roles such as chairperson, secretary, organizer, and communications officer, among others. Newly elected executives will also appoint individuals to key administrative and functional roles, including research, electoral affairs, and financial management. Similarly, branch elections will also be conducted either in person or through the MPP's e-voting platform. Eligibility remains limited to active members of at least 2 years. The party has aligned branch-level executive positions with those of the regional structure, ensuring consistency in roles across the hierarchy. Elected branch executives will also appoint officers to support operational and administrative functions. As part of broader reforms, the NEC has constituted an ad hoc committee tasked with developing a comprehensive manual outlining the roles and responsibilities of party officers at all levels. The committee is chaired by former party chairman Peter McMahon, with several other members, including legal and governance experts drawn from within the party. The NPP has urged all stakeholders to familiarize themselves with the revised guidelines and strictly adhere to them. The party maintains that the reforms are designed to foster unity, credibility, and inclusiveness as it strengthens its internal democratic processes. The statement concluded with a call for collaboration among members, with leadership reaffirming its commitment to upholding the traditions and values of the party.
Moving on, former Chief Executive Officer of the National Petroleum Authority, Dr. Mustafa Abdul Hamid, has formally announced his intention to contest for the position of National Vice Chairman of the New Patriotic Party when nominations are open. In a press statement to party faithful, Dr. Abdul Hamid said his decision follows persistent calls from the rank and file of the party urging him to bring his experience and institutional knowledge to bear in rebuilding the NPP.
Mustafa described the calls as a clarion call to serve, stating that he had carefully considered the appeal before deciding to step forward. According to him, his ambitions is not driven by personal gain, but by a desire to give back to the party that has shaped his political journey. Dr. Abdul Hamid traced his long-standing involvement with the NPP to its formative years, noting that he was a founding member of the University of Cape Coast branch in 1992. He also recalled his presence at Victoria Park in Cape Coast during the symbolic transition from the Dankwabuzia Club to the NPP on May 18, 1992. Over the years, he has contested for key positions within the party, including National Organizer in 2001 and General Secretary in 2005, though he was unsuccessful in both bids. Despite these setbacks, he highlighted his continued dedication, including serving as spokesperson for Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo for a decade and later as Deputy National Campaign Manager during the 2020 general elections.
Away from that, the National Road Safety Authority has declared the Toyota Voxy unfit for commercial use, warning that individuals operating the vehicle for such purposes are doing so illegally due to regulatory breaches and safety concerns. The decision follows a report presented on Wednesday, April 8, 2026 by a technical working group tasked with assessing the safety and suitability of the Toyota Voxy in Ghana. The review was triggered by the vehicle's high involvement in road crashes, as well as concerns over the conversion of right-hand drive models to left-hand drive models.
The review was triggered by the vehicle's high involvement in crashes as well as concern over the conversion of right-hand drive RHD models to left-hand drive LHD. According to the report, the working group identified 4 key reasons the Toyota Voxy cannot be used for commercial purposes in the country, citing both regulatory violations and significant safety risks. The NRSA says the directive is aimed at preventing further accidents and ensuring strict compliance with road safety regulations. Toyota Chusho Corporation confirmed that it does not manufacture left-hand drive versions of the Voxy or newer models, as they are produced exclusively for the Japanese domestic market. The company further stated that it has never endorsed or approved RHD to LHD conversions, declining requests to perform such conversions at its complete knockdown plant due to safety concerns. Despite this, approximately 90% of conversions are carried out locally in Ghana by artisans, many of whom acquired skills through informal apprenticeships. Field investigations revealed substantial modifications, including complete dashboard removal, wiring harness splicing, and structural alterations that compromise vehicle integrity.
You're still watching Baina Midday News. We'll go for a quick break, after which we'll bring you business and more this day.
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar.
The word Islam is an Arabic word which means to surrender. As a Muslim, you surrender yourself to the Almighty Allah, your Creator. To do that, we need to understand the concept of Islam. Baina TV comes your way with the most educative and informative Islamic program, Understanding Islam. On this show, we answer all the questions regarding Islam, the do's and the don'ts of the Sharia, and many others. Make a date with me, Aisha Muhammad Saqib, this and every Friday at 10:30 a.m. as we educate ourselves with the knowledge of the Deen.
The Woman Show, definitely different.
You're welcome back and thanks for staying. If you just tuned in, you're watching Baina Midday News and we're streaming live on Facebook and on YouTube at Baina TV. Now let's delve into the world of business. And manufacturers of sachet water packaging want government to provide relief to support the industry after deciding to keep prices unchanged despite rising production costs. President of the Ghana Plastic Manufacturers Association, Ebo Boche, made the appeal at a press conference in Accra on Wednesday, April 8, 2026. According to him, manufacturers had initially planned a review prices due to rising costs of polymers used in producing sachet water packaging materials. Manufacturers of sachet water packaging want government to provide relief to support the industry after deciding to keep prices unchanged despite rising production costs. According to him, manufacturers had initially planned to review prices due to rising costs of polymers used in producing sachet water packaging materials. Moving on further in today's bulletin, the Narcotic Control Commission says it is nearing the final stages of reviewing applications for cannabis license, with successful applicants expected to receive approval to begin operations soon. The Deputy Director General in charge of Enforcement, Control and Elimination, Alexander Chumbarima, disclosed this while speaking at the Kwehu Business Forum. He explained that the review process has been thorough and deliberate to ensure that only applicants who meet all legal, regulatory and security requirements are granted license under Ghana's cannabis framework. Mr. Chumbarima noted that NACOC remains focused on developing a properly regulated cannabis industry that complies with national laws while creating legitimate economic opportunities. During his visit to NACOC exhibition stand at the forum, he engaged with potential investors and stakeholders. Officials from the Commission's Cannabis Regulation Department also provided detailed information on the various license categories. The engagement formed part of efforts to educate the public and attract responsible investment into the emerging cannabis sector, particularly for industrial and medicinal purposes. Officials outlined requirements covering cultivation, processing, distribution, and export, stressing the importance of strict compliance with regulatory standards. Participants at the forum welcomed the move, noting that transparency and continuous engagement are essential to building trust in the sector. Several investors also expressed interest in exploring opportunities within the legal cannabis space, citing its potential for job creation and economic growth. Mr. Chumbarima, however, emphasized that strict controls will remain in place to prevent misuse and illegal activities. He added that all license holders will be subject to ongoing monitoring and compliance checks. The development marks a significant step in Ghana's evolving cannabis policy as authorities seek to harness the economic benefits of the industry while maintaining firm control over its use and distribution. NACOC has assured stakeholders that further updates will be communicated as the Commission works towards establishing a transparent and robust licensing system. New Israeli airstrikes have killed more people in southern Lebanon a day after 200 people died, as the bombardment raises further doubts over the fragile United States-Iran ceasefire that Tehran says includes Lebanon. Lebanon's national news agency reported on Thursday that an Israeli strike on the town of Abbasiyeh killed at least 7 people and wounded several others, with a total expected to rise.
A wave of attacks by Israeli warplanes struck towns including Kafara, Jamei Jami, Safad al-Batik, Majd al-Salm and Der Antar near Kasmiya Bridge. Artillery shelling damaged the town of Haris. Separately, the Lebanese army said in a statement that 4 of its soldiers were killed in Israeli strikes on Wednesday. The Israeli military said it carried out overnight strikes in Beirut, claiming the killing of Ali Yusuf Harshi, a close aide to Hezbollah leader Naim Qassem. Hezbollah has not commented on the claim. Israel also said it targeted crossings over the Litani River and what it describes as Hezbollah infrastructure. The scale and intensity of the attacks point to a broader campaign that continues despite ceasefire agreements announced between Washington and Tehran. Al Jazeera's Nida Ibrahim, reporting from Ramla in the occupied West Bank, said the ongoing strikes reflect a deeper alignment between Israel and the U.S. On Thursday, Hezbollah said it had carried out 4 attacks attacks targeting Israeli sites and forces in North Israel and southern Lebanon in retaliation for repeated Israel violations of the ceasefire. Hezbollah has insisted that the ceasefire deal between the US and Iran should include Lebanon front. Lebanon's Prime Minister declared a national day of mourning on Thursday, ordering public offices to close and flags to be lowered in tribute. Hezbollah called the continued strikes a violation of US-Iran deal and responded with rocket fire.
And in the world of sports, CAF President Patrice Motsepe has said his conduct in the ongoing saga between Senegal and Morocco has at all times been in strict consonance with the law. Motsepe was addressing a press conference in Senegal on Wednesday after meetings with the country's president, Bassirou Diomaye Faye, and the Football Federation.
Ties between Senegal and CAF have been strained since the country was stripped of Africa Cup of Nations 2025 title after Morocco successfully appealed